Welcome back, students. We just finished the uh, data input and giving formula for income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow statement. Now it is time for financial statement analysis. When your input data is ready and it is in proper formatting, it will be very easier for us to use it for analysis purpose. So that way, the financial statement analysis will be now discussed to you. When we are talking about financial statement analysis, we have two major financial statement analysis methods we will take care here. Two major financial statement analysis tools we will take here. Let me write here. Mm, so the financial statement analysis. Okay. One is the common size statements, and the other one is ratio analysis, and after ratio analysis the last one will be DuPont analysis, but it is a part of ratio only. So DuPont analysis. So these are the three common size statements: ratio analysis and DuPont analysis will be there, which will be taken care of in this class and in financial statement analysis. Any question, I will be glad to address. Okay, now let us do the financial statement analysis through common size statement. When we are talking about common size statement, what happens? You have two common size statements. One is common size income statement, and the other one is common size balance sheet. Common size balance sheet. So we will prepare now because our spreadsheet model is ready to make further analysis. So directly we can prepare the common size statements here. So we finished our income statement. After that, common size balance sheet will start here. So what we do before, okay, just a minute. Let me blank this screen for the common size. So it will be easier for you. Okay, what we do here in common size balance sheet, we take the total asset as 100%. We take the total asset as 100% and total assets as 100%. So as we said, total asset as 100%, other assets as percentage of the total asset. Other assets as percentage of total asset. So let us do it now. Cash is equal to how much cash is there in the balance sheet. So take it, that is cash divided by percentage of the total asset. So denominator will be total asset. But we will not enter here. For all the from item number 1 to the last item of the asset side, everything our denominator will be common, that is total asset. Then what we should do? We should freeze it. So we freeze it with F4. But if we freeze with F4, the thing is this will freeze both column and row. Column B, row 89. Both are freezed here. But we are going down in the same column for accounts receivable, inventory, total current asset. All are in the same column B. So that's why we need not freeze the column B. Only we need to freeze the row number 89. So we have to release the column, freeze the row. Then what? How we do it? Second time you click the F4. Once we click the F4 second time, then your column is freezed, column is released, row is freezed. If you click third time F4, the column is freezed, row is released. If you click fourth time the F4, both are released. Again, first time, both freezed. Second time, column released, row freezed. That I want because our all other items like receivable, inventory, total current, long-term asset, property, plant, total asset, everything in the same column. So I need not freeze the column. I only need to freeze the row. So I have done that. Only freezed the row, released the column. Enter. Then what I will do? Simply I will go down and all the from item number 1 to the last item I will fill it. Control I selected with shift down arrow, I selected the whole range where I need the data and the formula to be filled. Control D, then everything got filled. What I can do here, wherever there is no data, I'll just delete it. This is there are no data area, this also no data area. Now you see we got cleanly, and cash is 13.64%, receivable is 10.88%, inventory 8.99%. Like that, we got the kind of total current asset 33.51%, and total asset is 100% of the total asset. So and remember, we have not freezed both. Then what happens? Let us check the second one, accounts receivable. What happened? It is automatically $89 only. You see, all the item down will be the same because we are not changing the column. So if you not freeze also, it will not change. In the same column it will stay. That's why we kept the column released, only the row got freezed. Why we have done that? There is an answer. You know, for many companies, what here you are doing the analysis for 2016 and 2015. If you freeze both row and column throughout the sheet, the reference will be freezed by the same row, same column. That is column B, row 89. But when you are coming to 2015, you don't need that column should be B. It should be column C because the 2015 sales is there in column C. So if you if you don't release, freeze the column B here. For example, I will do that. If I click on F4, both has been freezed. Then if I extend this to the 2015, what happens? It and go down. Control D. You see, the total asset became 113%. Why it is 113%? Because here the total asset of 2016 is taking into account. B96 is there, you see. So what we can do? Here, again F4. Yeah, we only freeze the row, not the column. Row is here. The 89th row is freezed. B column is released. So when we go to the next column, automatically Excel will take to the next column like this. Control R. It became C89. Check it here. C89 is the total assets of 2015. Then go down. So time and again you did not input the formula. Control D. See, the total equity is 100%, total asset is 100%. Where data is not required, you can delete. And uh, yeah. So students, now we finished our common size balance sheet. And see, last lecture we have discussed about if raw data is provided to you, like the raw balance sheet is provided to you. I'm going to the raw balance sheet which we have taken here. This is the balance sheet. If I say 23.20 million is the cash, 18.5 is the receivable, unless otherwise you have a pen, pencil, notebook, calculator, you cannot give much of interpretation and it is time consuming. In short notice, if you have a meeting to your the top managers, you can at least in no time you can prepare the common size balance sheet and common size income statement. Here we prepared the common size balance sheet and give important observations to the higher authority. Like you can say, we have reduced our cash position from 15.90 to 13.64 because so much of cash is not required. We reduced our cash holding and that we have used for acquiring property, plant, and equipment. That's why our property, plant, and equipment has been increased from 62.76 to 66.49. And then you can say your receivable again around we didn't make much change in the receivable policy. Inventories again we have reduced from 11% to 8%, and the amount which is released from the inventory, the amount which is blocked in the inventory 11.09 is reduced to 8.99%. The 3% which is got 2% around got released from the inventories we might have used for the net property, plant, and equipment. So this way you can convince your top managers that total current asset holding reduced from 37% to 33%. Now what will happen? Your top managers might ask you a cross question. Current asset increase means liquidity increase. You have reduced current asset means you have reduced the liquidity. Have you thought in that direction? Obvious. Top management will ask this question. Then you can say you can go to the current liability section. You will say it is not only we have reduced the current assets, we also decreased the current liability holding. Like payables from 20 to 17% we reduced, 3% around we reduced in 3.5% we reduced in the payables. And reason of that, our total current liability reduced by 3%. So you not only reduce the current asset, you reduce the current liability. Try to keep a balance between these two. So net working capital almost remain very balanced, and the amount which got released from the current asset, you have utilized it for your other long-term or some profitable investment. Like that, you can make much of the analysis. Now, let us go to the preparation of common size income statement. I hope common size balance sheet is clear to all of you. Now, let us go to the common size income statement. Let me write here in common size income statement, the uh, total sales is taken as 100%. Total sales is taken as total sales taken as 100%, and other items in the income statement taken items calculated as a percentage of the total sales. So this is common size income statement. So in common size income statement, what we do, we take the total sales as 100% and other items in the income statement we calculate as percentage of the total sales. Let us do it please. Here to 2016 we are talking about is equal to, go to the income statement, total sales. Here is the total sales divided by total sales again, here the same kind of observation. If you are releasing completely, problem, because the denominator will not be freezed. Now you need to freeze the denominator, but you are going down, so same column will be there. So you need not freeze the column, only you need to freeze the row, as we have done in the common size balance sheet. So what I will do, I will click F4 once, then it will freeze both. I will click F4 two, then twice we will click F4, so that the column will be released, that is column B will be released, and column the only row, that is 107, row 107 is talking about the total sales. So row 107 will be freezed by dollar sign, and column is released. Enter. Now that you can put throughout the spreadsheet, you can select the range of the data where you need to fill the formula, and by selecting shift and down arrow, then control D will fill down. So you see here completely you got the cost of sales, gross profit, then gross profit is a fairly good percentage, 17.84%, SGA 7.23, R&D 4.39, like that you go down, and you see by the time you reach the net income, it is very low. 17.84% became 1.07%. When we were seeing the same thing in the income statement, much of interpretation was not possible. But when you come to the income statement, it became when we talk about the income statement, net income is 2 million. But once you go to the common size income statement, what happens, you can clearly give an interpretation here that your operating income is fairly good. Your operating income is, yeah, gross profit is 17.84, but when you reach on the operating income, that is 5.57, and when you reach to the net income, it became 1%. Why it is so? You can give certain reason. What is that? The major area which is eating your net income is selling general administration. So SGA, you can check the salary, wages, the salary, the kind of overhead expenses. You can you can suggest your top authority, top management, that the selling general administration is major cost incurring in the operational. So can we reduce it? They might give for a thought. So the next one, research and development, it is required, and maybe you can think for the interest expenses. You see, interest expenses increased from 2.61 to 4.12, almost doubled. And it is because you have raised the long term liability. Go to the long term liability section. You see long term liability in the common size balance sheet. We can see it was 60% become 66%. 6% liability you increased. That's the reason your interest burden also increased by 2%. So you can give a kind of suggestion of whether we can think for reducing some of the interest burden, so that your net income will be improved and it will be healthy. This is the way you can give kind of interpretations to your top authority once you have your common size balance sheet and common size income statement. Now after that, I put one of the link in your go to the LMS please, Blackboard, where there I created go to the spreadsheets folder, and you can see the data case 2. There I have given the common size statement for your data case 2, that is Microsoft. You can see here the Microsoft, we have 4 years common size is to be prepared. The same way I released the column, locked the row, so that when you need to, for example, when you are preparing for the first time, for example, all these things are not there, then how you can do? So the cash and cash equivalent is equal to, you can go to the cash and mm, the cash of that year divided by the total asset. And total asset again B52. This is to be fridged only the column, not the row. Because why only the row to be fridged, column not? Because the column will be the same, so it will not change. Therefore, F4, F4 twice, enter. Then it will automatically fill the data and just go down, Control D. So after that, when you are shifting this, all the areas, all the columns you can go. So Control R, automatically, you see, because you have not fetched your column, B is released. When you go to the next one, it is automatically taken as C34. When you are going to the next one, it is automatically taking D34. When you are going to the next one, it is automatically taking E34. And then you select the range and Control D, it will give you the result. This way you can see this, because this spreadsheet is already available to you, because this textbook we are using as our textbook. So you can see this data case 2 spreadsheet already uploaded, and total asset is 100%. Similarly, total liability is 100%. Same we can prepare for income statement, the common size income statement. I hope it is clear to all of you. And I will just, give me a minute, I will stop the recording.